This all started when 10 Tapes found a mysterious note outside his apartment window. At first, it could be seen as just a simple treasure hunt, but as we watched the story unfold little by little, it was evident that it was far from just a simple treasure hunt. The hunt for the tapes was orchestrated by an unknown second-party individual who has shown themselves at least once in a far distance. This unknown individual is trying to lead 10 Tapes to something, but it is not so concrete what is the thing that it may be. For now, all we can do is doubt whether this unknown person is doing this just for fun or is doing it with a malicious intention. The last thing we saw from 10 Tapes is that he was able to find the cassette. A cassette that will most likely lead us to the second clue of this mysterious hunt. Although we seem to get closer to figuring out what is going on, it still worries me on what we might find at the end of this, because at the end of the day, the individual could be demented. But as I always say, we have to wait and see what happens. Now we need to analyze the audio from the cassette that was found. B-side is also blank. The cassette had a message, but the message wasn't so clear. Instead, it was Morse code that needed to be solved. After 10 Tapes posted this, a lot of people got together and attempted to solve this riddle. Some tried and failed, but upon sharing with each other the information they had, they were able to decipher the message, which gave the numbers and letters 2TFMBTX. For those who may not recall, on the cassette it had bit.ly written on it, which usually is a way to shorten links. When you type in that website and add the numbers and letters, it takes you to a video. A user that goes by the name @JSonce was able to piece together the brief clips of notes. When doing so, he uncovered the hidden message. The number 61115 translated to fake. Then we have the phrase, implies the intent of fooling. Then the names we see have a message. The first letter of each name translates to, he needs your help. And then the 1-18-17 translates to ARG. And lastly, the URL translates to, you are part of this. You have impact, interact, understand. See, now the ARG part wasn't so much of a shock. And this last translation makes sense because this ARG is making us a part of something, and everyone is interacting with one another to understand what is going on. But the most concerning part from all of this was the he needs your help. Who could they possibly be referring to? Everything seems to be indicating that the second party involved is demented after all. I feel like 10 Tapes is not being paranoid at all. He is definitely being watched. I mean, that is 100% confirmed because that is the only reason the stalker has been able to hide clues in the apartment and also know the whole setup of the apartment because he has obviously memorized the routine of 10 Tapes. And as we saw already, he was watching from a distance one night when 10 Tapes was literally filming a video on this whole tape situation. The thing is that this ARG is so complex, it tends to get confusing at times. I don't know why, although I know I have researched all the information for the last clue that we heard, I still think that we could be missing something. You know what's the thing that brings me comfort though? Is that it's not just happening to me, it's happening to a lot of people. And that is why, for the first time, we will hear 10 Tapes explain for himself what is going on. Recap 1. If you want to keep up with what's going on, look through the comments and who I follow. I try to follow anyone who solves anything.
I'm gonna be talking for this one, so bear with me. So there seems to be some confusion about where we're at with all of this right now, so I thought I would try to summarize or recap real quick. I might do this every now and then. If necessary, I might not. So here's everything that's happened so far and where we're at right now. I found a note with some GPS coordinates. I went to the coordinates and I found a tape. I went back home, I browsed for a VCR. Allegedly had someone watch me through my window in the background, but I'm not sure about that. Bought a VCR, did a live stream where we watched the tape, which contained Morse code that translated into the words acetyn, which is also a word on the first note, and Nobel, as in Alfred Nobel, whose face could also be seen in the video. Someone here on TikTok took a screenshot of the note and rearranged all the letters, and managed to create this floor plan, which I then recreated again, which turned out to be the floor plan of my apartment, furnitures included, by the way. The following day I came back from grocery shopping to find a package hanging on my door. The package contained a cassette deck. Inside the cassette deck was a note that said, "Let some air inside." Eventually, with some help from you guys, I figured out that I was supposed to check in this air vent, and yeah, someone had shoved the tape in there. The tape had bit.ly written on it, and it contained these weird sounds. Some smart people on here figured out that the audio, when viewed in a spectrogram, revealed letters. These letters, when combined with the bit.ly URL, took us to this video, which had this scrambled image in it. They managed to rearrange the image, and some of these codes have been cracked, and I think some have not. That should be about everything so far, and with that out of the way, I have some developments.
The explanation seems pretty simple and accurate. He explained himself well, but it does get me anxious knowing that not all the clues were cracked from the cassette tape that was found. He says that only some have been cracked. Maybe the last clue left has been too complicated for anybody to crack. More like 1 hour or so. The mysterious individual strikes once again, leaving another cassette tape outside his apartment. You know what I find weird? Is how is the peephole broken? Didn't he just move in there not so long ago? I mean, I don't know, if I was him and I moved in there and the peephole was broken like that, I would definitely complain. Because look, his instinct was right. There was somebody at his door at night and he wasn't able to check because the peephole was broken. The good thing is that nothing happened. The cassette tape was just left, so now we just need to hear what is on this second cassette tape. If you missed the live, this is cassette number 2. In case there are more coming my way, I'm going to start naming them based on the order that I found them.
W blank 9 blank 0 0 0 N blank S blank Y N 0 W blank U T S double O N Y 0 U double L K N 0 W W D I N D S V N blank S U N 0 L 2 blank 0 W T S T 0 R Y blank S T 0 L.
The clue was slightly different from the last clue we saw. This time there were letters that were being repeated. Of course, the community who has been actively trying to uncover what these mean began to transcribe the letters and tones, to which at the end led to a message reading, 1 down, 9 to go. Confused by now. But soon you'll know, watching these events unfold. To a defaced crowd, the story is told. Nitro Tube. The stance 1 down, 9 to go could mean the tapes found, because 10 tapes has only officially found 1 tape that was able to be played in the VHS. But probably the most important clue in this tape is the Nitro Tube. In the recap 10 Tapes gave, he spoke briefly about Alfred Noble and the links he had to the clues, such as his picture being on the first tape, as well as the code that deciphered acetylene. If you didn't know, acetylene is found in explosives, and Alfred invented the dynamite. Now, in the most recent clue, we learn about Noble's blasting bunkers, which are in the remains of the nitroglycerin factory, which is actually located in Sweden. See, now, if you ask me, I think that the mysterious individual is trying to get him to go to that location. The question is, will it be worth it? Meanwhile, people were figuring out the clues. 10 Tapes did something that needed to be done. Finally. See, now this is a good sign. He needed to get this replaced because knowing who is outside your door is important. Like, what happens if you open the door and it's your local crackhead? Like, you would be doomed. They would probably start setting up in your home or attack you. is it just me, but I'm curious on how drawing the symbol over and over again was going to help him figure out what it means. Actually, you know what? I changed my mind. Maybe it could. You never know how you could rearrange things. Maybe rearranging the pattern could lead to something. I honestly think it is a good idea, though, that he is going to be looking into the noble clues a little more, because obviously they are a continual clue throughout all the tapes. And like I said, I think the bunker may be the move. Just as we thought things were going to slow down a bit, a new discovery was made.
AnythingYTJH.
Now, this video has a lot of information to take in and analyze. In the video, we were able to see that it has symbols and audio that was reversed. The reversed audio was actually Charles Manson's "Look at Your Game, Girl."
Hallo? 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 AnythingYTJH.
Wow, so supposedly 10 tapes went to the bunkers and he encountered something. I don't know, I have a feeling that we're going to see a 10 tapes that has been really affected by all of this. But continuing with the clues, in the beginning, the letters were being spoken that in the end translated to, "Do you feel blame?" But not only that was uncovered. At one point, we see what is known as a bacon cipher. And when pausing in the right moments, we get these phrases. "Without any of you, defaced, he would be fine." Then we had a set of numbers that was a little more difficult for the community to decipher, but after a while, they figured it out. The set of numbers needed to be decoded using the nihilist cipher, but in order to decipher, they needed the key, and the key so happened to be Lucia, and this key came from this video. People realized that the song was Saint Lucia's song. The deciphered message read, "Tapes. Tape 1 to engage. Tape 2 to awake. Tape 3, Tape 4, Tape 5, Tape 6, Tape 7, Tape 8, Tape 9, Tape 10. These clues keep getting more confusing as time goes by, but judging by the nihilist cipher, we know that this is far from over. Like I said, we haven't found not even half of the tapes. What did I say? I knew he was going to be completely affected by everything going on. The unknown person took control of his TikTok's account in order to post the last recordings we just heard. And that wasn't even the craziest part of it all. 10 tapes went to the bunker. And it seems like he has a lot of footage to share. Something dreadful had to have happened to him. He seems so stressed out by what he has experienced. Sadly though, y'all are gonna have to wait until the next update to see what is in the bunker. I know, y'all probably hate me, huh? My bad, but this video has been filled with a bunch of information and I think it's time to save the rest for a next update. This story just has so many clues that have to be solved, and it is honestly super entertaining. I honestly wish I was caught up to speed to participate with everyone else in solving the puzzle. I want to give a special thanks to those amazing puzzle solvers that were of big help for this video. I mean, y'all really made this easier for me. See now guys, if you would like to go check them out on TikTok, I recommend you do, because they are some detectives right here. They was over here, I don't know, solving all these clues, puzzles, and riddles, and I was over here like, how do I even start? How do I even solve this? So, but when I found them, I was like, oh wow, they're really smart. So I recommend you go check them out. Alright guys, this is the end of the video. Let me know if you are enjoying the mystery and adventure of all this. And remember, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and don't forget to subscribe with post notifications so you are notified when I update your favorite stories. I will see you guys in the next video.